Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to European Truck Simulator 2. Welcome back to our trip clockwise around Europe. We were in, go to the map, and I'll break it all down like a fraction for you. So we were, map, give me the map. We were in Ventspils, and I couldn't find a good load, so I deadheaded to Riga. And we've got this trailer now that we're going to haul down to Poland. No real town, but it's, it's somewhere right about in there. We're going to take that. It's quite a haul. So let's see how we do. $741 kilometers. That's a trip. We'll definitely have to sleep, and let's get in here out of the rain. Depending on how we're doing on time. Depending on how we're doing on time and how we're doing on kilometers. We will decide whether we want to end the episode when we stop to sleep, or whether we just want to knock it out in one episode. So it's evening here. It's going on 8 p.m. where I am. Normally I record these in the morning, sometimes early morning, like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, but it's fairly late. So I've got a glass of wine, one of several, I must say. Not my first one of the evening. Got a glass of wine, I got the vape all loaded up, and we're going to do a little driving down through Latvia into Poland. I also, as you can see, I pulled out the Grimes mild winter mod. And I mean, immediately the day it's 7:30 in the morning in game, and you can see it is significantly brighter. That gangster let me out, nice of him. And we've also got a lot more green around. There's leaves on the trees and grass, so it's a lot greener. We need to get fuel too. We are extremely low. Although it says we've got... Nope, gotta get back over. It says we've got 550 kilometers in the tank. So we can, ideally we can make it to some fuel. Who knows? But yeah, man, just living the dream, driving some fake virtual trucks. And there we go. Set the cruise control. Here we go. Yeah, man. I can't think of a better way to spend an evening than driving in ETS2. And I don't know why it's worked out this way, that Farm Sim, I know I've said this more than once. Farm Sim is, to me, it's kind of a morning game, right? And I think it has something to do with farmers getting up at crack of dawn and milking the cows and, getting the eggs and stuff. And trucking, to me, is more of an evening thing. And even though it's daylight and daytime in game where I am, it's definitely evening. So yeah, it works out for me. It feels very appropriate. What else is going on? Oh, one of the reasons that I went to Riga from Ventspils, don't even know if I'm saying that right. Close enough, as they say. But one of the reasons that I went down to Riga was to look for some, not just for jobs going south, but to look for some better trailers. Because I've got my company branded trailers in the game now. And I can select them when it gives you a choice to select them at all. And it didn't, which is why we've got this sorry, focusing. That's why we've got this. I don't know if this is base game. This is a base game company, or if it is a company that came in, you know, branded with the trailer pack. But it's not my skin. So my skins are available, and you're going to see them soon. I think you're going to see them next episode. Yeah. And there's some changes that I want to make to the truck. You know, we've got it skinned to our company right now, but I really want to make one other change that every time I talk about this, it sounds like I'm being man of mystery, but I'm really not. There's one other big change that I want to make to the truck, like a really significant change, kind of a love it or hate it sort of thing. And speeding a little bit right there. Come on, give me the 80 again. It's a pretty big change we're going to make to the truck, and then that's going to open up a whole world of trailers that I've branded all of them to our company. Joueur Portable, and we'll see how that goes. It's going, in my test profile, it's going great, but whoa, easy. That snuck up on me. I think they wanted it to. So yeah, I've got a whole mess of branded trailers, and I've got surprises in store for this truck that we're driving, the 164, and a lot of good things, I hope. And I've decided, you know, the way we're cutting across Poland right now, or will be in a few minutes, we're going clockwise around Europe. Now, originally, the goal was to go down through Czech Republic, Slovakia, etc., and all the way down into Italy, and then Spain, and then back to Reims. But I decided not to do that, and the reason is we've been in this 164 long enough, I think. We've been in this 164 for like 15 episodes, which is, you know, 2 or 3 per week. That's like a couple of months we've been in this 164. It's a great truck. Possibly my favorite truck, but there's some other trucks that I really like too. And since we're immersed, and since we're not going to teleport and do some other things, we're in this 164 until we get back to Reims. So I think we're going to kind of make a beeline from Ventspils / Riga. We're going to kind of make a beeline from here back to France. And if you're curious why our base is in France at all, I will tell you. When I bumped up to 1.30.2.2, which I believe now is 1.30.2.9. I think we just had a patch come in. But when I bumped up, the reason I did it was to, I'm really, if there's a patch, I need something, I don't want to say significant, but yeah, I think you could use that word. I need something kind of significant in the patch for it to be worth it for me to upgrade. And the reason is, until ProMods patches over, and until all your mod trucks patch over, when you go with a new SCS patch, for a minute, you don't have any mods. Or at least I don't, because the mods that I run are kind of significant, I guess. I mean, ProMods, it's a whole big thing, man. So I'll hold off on a patch from time to time until ProMods patches to cover the patch, if that makes sense. So when I went to 1.30.2.2, the reason I did it was so I could get the special transport DLC in play in the game. And you know, initially ProMods didn't have any 2.25 didn't have any special transport. Then they added a few, I want to say 4 routes in 2.26. So when I started this profile in ETS2 1.30.2.2, ProMods 2.26, I started this profile. And one of my goals was to use the special transport. Pardon me, I'm at a red light, I'm going to hit the vape. And of course it was a short light. So you know the special transport is on very specific routes because of toll booths and bridges and tunnels and various other things where the special transport cargoes have to be able to fit. There are some very limited routes that they can travel on. And then because ProMods has even more limitations on the special transport, there's really not that many cities where they're available. So I wanted to put my base in a city because special transport was kind of new and exciting. I wanted to put my base in a city where I could use some of those special transport cargoes. And it was either going to be, I don't know how it worked out this way, but it was either going to be Reims or Rotterdam. I don't know. I just picked them. That's how we ended up in Reims. I'm not a Francophile. I mean, I like France. I've spent plenty of time there, and I like it, but I'm not, all about everything French. So it's just the way life goes sometimes. We could just as easily be driving an orange truck right now with, a whole Holland theme. But rather than Rotterdam, it worked out to be Reims. And because our base is in Reims, then we are a French trucking company. And when I skinned my truck, I skinned it to be very French. And the angel that you can see on the side there, the angel in our logo is an angel statue in a fountain in Reims. So I'm trying to keep it local. And the blue that we're sporting, the blue that we're rocking on our truck, let me get to a straight spot and I'll show it to you. That blue is, I'm in the US, I went to the French embassy in the United States. I went to their website and they've got like the hexadecimal color codes for the colors in their flag. So that is the French blue. And I did all that, I guess, to keep the immersion going without crossing into role playing. You know, I'm not a fan of role playing. It's just not my jam. But I do like immersion. So I figured if we're a French company, and with me having a background in graphic design and graphic art, if we're a French company, then where would I start branding that company? And this is what we got. So I've got a whole mess of branded trailers. Although, and it could be because, let me do this just right. So that goes there, there, that goes there, right. So it could be that the trailers just haven't populated yet because I only put them in, well, I put probably 2/3 of them in a couple days ago. But then this morning, when I checked my updates, almost all of the trailer packs had updated. Right. Almost all of the trailer packs had updated. So I had to, some of them I just had to haul the DDS files over to the new trailer packs, but some of them actually had new trucks in them. new trailers in them. Different sizes, different shapes that were not in the original trailer pack, so I had to make new skins for those. So that took a minute, and this is the first time that I've started the game since I dropped those new trailer packs in. And they're not new, they're updates, but counts as the same thing. So it takes a couple of sleep cycles sometimes for the trailers to populate into the dispatcher. So in time, I'm hoping we see more of our branded company trailers, but at the moment, well, out of Ventspils and also out of Riga, I didn't really see a lot of trailers at all where you could pick you can go in and pick what kind of trailer it is and make some different selections. I didn't see a lot of those at all. And what's interesting about these trailer packs is they are, and I think I said this, maybe I did. I don't know, man, all the videos are running together. Whoa! Thank you, Mercedes. That was not super cool of me, but you know what? It's in the past. Life goes on. The MOT stuff, and the trailers are really specific about where they spawn and where they're legal, and there's a 4-meter height and there's a 4.4 meter height, and apparently it's like that's a big deal in Scandinavia, the difference between a 4 and a 4.4, and then there's 2-axle, 3-axle, 4-axle, 5-axle, 6-axle, I think, and they're all different. They all spawn differently in different countries, and most of those countries are ProMods countries, so it's a whole, it's not quite like Holy Grail Easter egg stuff, but I don't think you're going to see those trailers constantly. I think you're going to see them sort of sporadically. Is this guy letting me over? Gangsta? Yeah, he says come on over, and I do. So that's what's going on with the trailers. Yeah, they're kind of a handful, but I think I got them all skinned, and now I'm just looking to get some of them on a skinned truck and have that, front to back. This is my rifle, this is my gun, get the whole thing going on. So that'll happen in the next episode or two. And other than that, and I guess there was another update. We went from 1.30.2.2 to 1.30.2.9, and I don't know what's in there. And then we also, on the cattle and crop side, there was a patch. Oh, if you saw my last episode of cattle and crops, I had to put it down, man. I wasn't quite raging, but I was super close with that AI and the workers. Super frustrated. So I had to step away for a minute, and I don't know the next time I'll do a cattle and crops episode. I think I may wait till the Tucano is available, and I may, off camera, I may restart my profile, because I'll be honest with you, I went ahead and deleted my profile. I was so frustrated. I didn't uninstall the game, but I did delete my profile, and that means to pick up where we left off, I will need to play a lot of hours. But that's okay, because it's sort of practice, and you know how that goes. How you like that gaming? So that's one thing. Really? Something happened there. I guess I hooked the trailer. So it goes. Traffic circles. You know me in traffic circles. Right, so, what's his name again? Cattle and crops. Right, so I'll have to play back up to where I was, but I have a feeling I'm not going to record it or post another episode until the new crops are added, and the new combine harvester is added. I mean, it's early access. It's not there yet. It's a good game. I anticipate being a big fan at some point, but I have to say I'm not a big fan right now. A little frustrated, a little disappointed in the old cattle and crops. But Rome was not built in a day. In the meantime, I need to think of a new title to put in there. And I have one Farm Simulator 2017 going. We've got ETS2 going, and we had Cattle and Crops, and that made our third title. So as a replacement third title, there's several things that I can do. One is I can do another Farm Simulator farm, a different farm from Upton. I can do American Truck Sim. I can do something completely different. I don't think spin tires, while I personally enjoy spin tires, I mean, realistically, it's not very good. It's not very compelling video. Not really a lot of fun to watch. Gold Rush, I don't know. I think Gold Rush is sort of where Cattle and Crops is right now, in that it's a solid concept. There's just not enough to do in the game. It's just not there yet. So I could do Gold Rush, but I mean, I've watched other people play Gold Rush, and there's just not enough to do to fill episodes, and it's not a lot of fun to watch, in my opinion. Possibility, probably not going to happen. Doesn't seem like a good pick. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, ATS, a different Farm Simulator 2017 map, maybe, I don't know. Welcome to Poland. Is Poland, or are we going to be in Russia for a minute? I think, let me check the map. I think we're going to be in Russia for a minute. Maybe? Maybe? Yeah, we are. This is this little pocket of Russia right here. Yeah, we are. And then we'll be in Poland. Okay. Cool. So I posted a Farm Sim video this morning. I'm recording this tonight, so I will post this tomorrow morning, and I'll figure out what to put up there the day after. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Russia must be where they make the stop signs. Right. And, what I've thought about, if I do another Farm Simulator map and run 2 Farm Sim series at the same time. What's this gangster doing? Well, he's not going, so I am. If I do another Farm Sim vid, I've already picked out the map, and I've already decided if I do that, my goal is to do everything, not the opposite, but to do everything differently than any map that I've done in the past. So, I typically do, oh dear. No train? Well, everybody's stopping now. I'm kind of scared. Right. I play British maps, and I use New Holland, John Deere, Case International, and Massey Ferguson. I grow cereal crops and sheep and cows. So I've thought about doing a Polish map with German equipment and, you know, like potatoes and sunflowers and pigs only. So really just the opposite of what I'm used to doing. And I think I may do that. I mean, I can always do that anyway. That's the other sort of cool thing about this, is you can just kind of do whatever you want. There's not really rules or limitations on what you do or how or when. So that's something to think about. But definitely ETS2. And definitely we'll keep that Upton map going. Just because it's such a good map. Man, it's crazy to be out in the daylight. I knew the Grimes mild winter mod, I knew that made it, you know, made the days a little shorter and gave us kind of the, you know, the northern Poland, southern Scandinavia day length. But I really, I guess, wasn't expecting how profound a change it would be to take it out and immediately the days get like significantly longer. But yeah, plenty of daylight. I have been trying to drive in daylight. It really has not worked out at all. Although, to be fair, there have been videos where it's 10 or 11 a.m. or noon and it's gloomy and dark. And I think, you know, I can't drive any more in the daytime than noon. And if it happens to be dark, you know, wouldn't say that's not on me, because I'm the one that installed the Grimes mild winter mod, but you get what I'm saying. I'm not driving at night intentionally. I'm intentionally trying not to drive at night. You get what I'm saying. Oh, that's the other thing I can do. I could do Project Cars 2 or Assetto Corsa. And the problem with that is, well, there's several problems. First problem is I suck. And that's really painful for me to say, because I've been playing simulation driving and racing games literally since I'm about 5 years old. And it's like, you know, you should be better at them than that by now. Well, I am. I'm really good at racing sims. But Project Cars 2 and Assetto Corsa, they are proper racing simulators. Like, the difference between something like Forza and Project Cars is night and day. Forza looks like a racing simulator until you play Project Cars, and then all of a sudden Forza feels like arcade sandbox. Just, it's not even the same thing. So I could do Project Cars 2 or Assetto Corsa, but there's, like I said, the first problem is I suck. I'm really, well, I take that back. I don't suck. I'm actually, I guess, pretty good at the game, but I'm not as good as I want to be, because I always want to be like perfect at everything. But then on top of that, as good as I may be, I'm still happy to finish in the top 5, because the AI is just brutal on both of those games. You have to drive so carefully, particularly if you have damage turned on. You have to drive so carefully. I feel like Project Cars 2 and Assetto Corsa and iRacing, I feel like they are proper racing simulators versus driving games. And they make Gran Turismo and Forza look like absolute arcade games. So that's one problem, is I'm not good enough at them, I feel, to give you good content. Then the other problem is, when I'm driving, when I'm racing, I'm concentrating so hard, I literally cannot speak. Like, every fiber of my being is focused on the game, and I can't talk at all. And I don't know how you would feel about watching me drive, like, right at the edge of my ability. Because that's, well, I mean, that's racing in real life, too, but that's racing in those games. Is you always have to be driving the car so hard that it's just about to go out of control. Not that you're out of control, and it's not that you're, like, reckless or loosey-goosey or whatever. But you have to be pushing the car so hard that, you know, if anything unexpected happens, or, you know, if you're just a little bit off on your line or on your braking or whatever, if you're just a little bit off, come on, load that scenery. If you're just a little bit off, 3 cars will immediately pass you. It's just a brutal and unforgiving game, both of them. So, try as I may, you know, I cannot hold off the AI, not like I'm used to in something like Gran Turismo. But then, the other problem is I'm focusing so hard on not getting past that I can't speak. I can't do anything. Making pretty good time, I think. We're going to need to sleep here. We got 5.5 hours to get this delivered. And we have to sleep in 2.5 hours. So what I will most likely do is, I guess I'll sleep the next place that I find that I can sleep at. And then we'll see what we've got left time-wise. I generally estimate down there, the GPS on the sat-nav, 5.5 hours of game time driving left. I generally estimate that between 3 and 4 minutes of real time. So we have between 15 and 20 minutes. So step 1, let's get some sleep, and then step 2, we'll reevaluate and see how we feel about delivering this tonight. 1 episode, or stretching it out to 2 episodes. Also the plans, you know, the trailers don't cost you anything. You just go to the job and you pick up the trailer. It doesn't cost you anything. The trucks, you know, your truck costs you. So, I'll go to the wrong button. I'll go to that next one up there, right across the border. Out of Russia and into Poland. The skinned trailers are no problem. We can pick those up at any yard we go to that has them. But the truck, the work I want to do on the truck is going to cost me some money, and I think it's going to be between 200 and 250,000 euro. And by the time we get this delivered and we sleep and our drivers that are working for us have done some things, we may, you know what I'm saying. We may have enough to just pay cash for it. If we don't, thought there was a stop sign there. If we don't have enough, then we'll just take out a small loan. But our drivers are making enough money. They're up to, you know, 8 and 10 and 15,000 euro per trip. So what we may do is just let our drivers be awesome. Did that truck just despawn? What's going on here? Right. Not the prettiest, but we're in. Right. Three in the afternoon. Let's get some sleep. While we're sleeping, I'm gonna hit the vape. Right. So just right there while we were sleeping, I think we went from, we were what, 177,000 euro to 211,000. So in one night, that's 23, 30, 34,000 euro. So if, are we on the lane here? Oh yeah, because we're coming out of the border checkpoint. I was thinking we were merging with flowing traffic. Yeah, so by the time we get this in and get delivered and sleep again, hopefully we'll be around 230 or 240, and I think our upgrade is going to be about 250. That being the case, we may be able to pay cash for it. If not, we'll just take out a couple of little loans and get that done. And my plan is that the final upgrades to the truck, to the 164, plus the branded trailers, I think that's going to give us a nice look. And we're just going to roll across, really just Germany. We'll just cross Germany and we will be more or less home in Reims. Because it's not far from Paris, and Paris is not far from the border, and you get what I'm saying. Once we get to Reims, then we got a bunch of options there. There are other trucks that we own. We own the MAN, the base game MAN. You know, we want to swap out for the Madster MAN. But then there's another MAN that I just downloaded, not Madster, but very cool, and it sort of ties in with this trailer theme that I've been working. It's a little man of mystery. I'm teasing it out, you know. I don't know what this guy's doing. Oh, and of course we have some oncoming traffic. Of course we do. What else? We've also got a Scania 7. The RJL Scania, the regular Streamline top line. That's awesome. We've got that little Mercedes, and we've got that badass DAF. Love it. So once we get back to Reims, we've got 4 other trucks to pick from. Right? We've got those possibilities, and I think it would make the most sense that we're going to go from doing a big loop around Europe, a big clockwise loop, to doing kind of a figure of 8. So we went up to Iceland and then east and now down, and we're going to close the first half of our figure of 8, and then we will complete it by going south out of Reims down to, going with this one? No. And then we'll complete it by going south down to Bilbao, and then across to, is it Santander? And then across to Barcelona, and then down into Italy. So we'll go all the places that we planned on going. We'll just do them in a new truck. And even though we're evolving this truck, the 164, which I love, we've been in it for quite a while, and there's no reason we can't be in a new truck. Right. And I really want you to see those trailers. I am amazed at them. I'm only running 3 trailer packs. They might even be 2. They're 2. They're all from the same developer, and I guess they're sort of variations on the same theme. But there are a ton of trailers in each of them, and they are amazing. The level of detail and the number of different trailers is really, I can't say enough good things about them. And you haven't seen very much of them yet, or if you have, they were sort of invisible. But yeah, once I make this big alteration to the truck, we'll see a ton of new trailers and a ton of new good stuff. And we're coming out of, and now Poland is, I want to say Poland is part of Going East DLC, but then there are also parts of Poland that are ProMods. And I believe ProMods was partnered with Rebuilding Poland. You'll have to check the threads. I don't speak, I'm not authoritative when I say that. That's just, I think I read that somewhere, that ProMods was working with Rebuilding Poland and then they parted ways. And so they're not working with Rebuilding Poland anymore, and I guess that's why Poland in ProMods is sort of maybe not as thoroughly developed as other parts of ProMods, because the folks that were working on it, this strictly rumor, don't quote me on any of that. I only know what I read on the forums. But Poland itself, yeah, I want to say Poland is part of the Going East DLC. So I think we'll get into all the DLCs, which are Scandinavia, Going East. We'll go over into Vive la France, and then we'll get down into Italia. Okay. Plus base game, of course. We went up through the UK. That's the other thing that's great about this game, is the time that it takes you to drive around the map. You know, it's going to be 6 weeks, 8 weeks from when we left. We didn't, I guess when I picked up the series, we didn't leave Reims. We had been out of Reims for 3 or 4 days, 3 or 4 trips. We were in Cardiff, I want to say. We were somewhere in the UK. Fairly close, though. Not far from Dover or Plymouth, wherever we came across on the boat. But the time that it took us to drive from the southern part of the UK, how far do we have? 3 hours, huh? I'm gonna haul ass, but I think this may be late. But the time that it took us to... I'm following this guy. It looks like he knows where he's going. The time that it took us to drive up the UK into Iceland, and then back and forth across Iceland, and then across Scandinavia, up across Finland, into Russia, up to the North Cape, then back down, and now into Poland, and I guess we'll finish in Poland today. But that's taken us several weeks, better part of a month. The thing that fascinates me about this game is in the time that it takes you to do something like that, the game itself can change. Like, there can be new mods, there can be a new patch from SCS, there can be a new release of ProMods, or somebody else, like some third-party person, can make a map, you know, the Great Steppe, or Rust map, or whatever. Somebody could come up with a new map that's amazing. And yeah, our plan is to go to Reims. Our plan is to go to Reims and then down south to Bilbao, but between now and when we get there, ProMods could release like all of Spain. And that means when we leave Reims to go down to Bilbao, instead of cutting across to Barcelona, we may stay in Spain for a few days or whatever. So as the mod community works, I feel like the game is different every single time. It's not like a static game or a static map and you just play it and it's the same every time. It's constantly evolving. So in the time that it takes to do something, the game itself can not completely change, but you see what I'm saying. There can be a significant evolution, and I love that. I find that fascinating, challenging, frustrating, and awesome all at the same time. And I believe when it says the customer is waiting for delivery, I think you've got like an hour of game time or 90 minutes, and we're 2.5 hours right now, so I'm pretty sure this job is going to be just a little bit late. But you know what? That happens sometimes. Right. So I can see a difference with the mild winter mod taken out. The trees are full, they have leaves on them, everything's a little bit greener, and even at night now, it's going on 3 a.m., it just seems brighter. I feel like I can see more of the map than when we were in northern Scandinavia at 2 in the afternoon. I feel like it was as dark or darker than it is right now. Looking good. I'm going for it. Right. Also stable too. This is a long trip, and we had one little scenery loading moment where it was scaring me. I was emotionally preparing myself for a crash, but we didn't get one. So the game's been stable, and I feel like I'm not blaming ProMods, I'm not blaming trailer packs, but I feel like once we get out of Scandinavia, I feel like things just get a lot more stable in the game. Could be me, what do I know? Couple more minutes. We're good on fuel, we're good on sleep. We'll get right on down the road here and get this delivered. I was watching my mirror right there, and I didn't see the trailer hook anything, so I'm not sure what that was. But I have no problem with it being my fault. I'll check on the replay. Thought I cleared it. Speeding a little bit. Try to avoid that. It's hard sometimes, especially when I get close to dropping off. Just want to not get it over with, but especially when, like this time, made it this far with no tickets and no damage. You just want to, like, get it over with. Oh, I'm so close. I still think if tickets counted against what you got paid, I think that would be the proverbial game changer, as they say. Looks like we have the right of way here, but I'm still a little... don't trust it. And I'm watching that mirror to see if we hook a trailer, and we do not. Okay. I like the bird sounds. I'm using the Sound Fixes pack. I like the bird sounds. I just can't imagine them being that loud inside a truck traveling past you at 35 miles an hour. That seems... I love the concept. I just think it's not terribly realistic. Right, just like that, we're there. and get in there. Right here. There's something about Poland rebuilding. Some of the deliveries, actually a lot of the deliveries in Poland rebuilding are, you can see they're just absolutely, sorry, I gotta go, yeah. They're absolutely mischievous. I'm gonna try to do this in cab. Although, in fairness, if I was making this delivery in real life, I think I would have the boy spotting. You know? Yeah. Gonna have to break immersion here a little bit. Because it's been a smooth trip so far, and I don't feel like torturing myself this late in the game. This is unique to Poland areas, and like I said, check the forums for yourself, check the threads. It's my understanding that the Poland rebuilding team was hooked up with ProMods initially, but there are a lot of deliveries like this in Poland. Just absolutely nefarious, scandalous. And I like it, but it is unique to the Poland areas of the map. Concentrating. Concentrating. Right, let's see how we did. I think we're going to be late. Let's see how we did. Yeah. Oh, $8,000. That stings. Right. Folks, thank you for stopping by to join the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of European Truck Simulator. We will see you next time. Take care.